Aerial refueling is referring to as air refueling, in-flight refueling, IFR, air-to-air refueling, AAR, and tanking, is the process of transferring aviation fuel from one aircraft, the tanker, to another, the receiver. While both aircraft are in flight, some of the earliest experiments in aerial refueling took place in the 1920s. Two slow-flying aircraft flew in formation, with a hose run down from a handheld fuel tank on one aircraft and placed into the usual fuel filler of the other. The first mid-air refueling, based on the development of Alexander P. de Seversky, between two planes occurred on 27 June 1923, between two Airco DH-4B biplanes of the United States Army Air Service. The two main refueling systems are Probe and Drogue, which is simpler to adapt to existing aircraft, and the flying boom, which offers faster fuel transfer, but requires a dedicated boom operator station. One is Probe and Drogue system and another is flying boom system. Probe and Drogue system has the tanker use a long hose with a funnel-shaped drogue to plug into a probe on the receiver. Once the tanker extends the hose, the receiver pilot must maneuver the receiving probe to latch onto the drogue. The latching must be done at a particular speed. Moving too slowly will cause the probe not to latch, and moving too quickly will puncture or break the hose. The Probe and Drogue is an easier method to adapt to existing aircraft. The engineer unrolls a long hose from a wingtip or below the fuselage. There is a basket or a drogue at the end of the hose that looks like a windsock. Flying boom system uses a rigid tube, named the boom, to connect the two aircraft. A dedicated operator directs the boom into a small opening on the recipient aircraft. The Air Force favors this system as the flying boom transfers fuel faster than the Probe and Drogue, 6,000 pound per minute versus 2,000 pound per minute. The flying boom is a method that requires a dedicated operator who sits at the back of the tank. He navigates a telescope tube into a receptacle which is located near the front of the receiver plane. Some tankers have both a boom and one or more complete hose and drogue systems called multiple systems aerial refueling craft. The USAF KC-10 has both a flying boom and a separate hose and drogue system manufactured by Cobham plc. Both are on the aircraft centerline at the tail of the aircraft, so only one system can be used at once. However, such a system allows all types of probe and receptacle-equipped aircraft to be refueled in a single mission, without landing to install an adapter. Many KC-135s and some KC-10s are also equipped with dual under-wing hose and drogue attachments known as multi-point refueling system, MPRSs, or wing air refueling pods, warps, respectively. How does aerial refueling works? Once the hose has reached the maximum extension, the receiver pilot must insert a retractable probe into the basket or drogue. The retractable probe is mounted on the plane's nose. The engineer and the receiver pilot must gently maneuver the probe so that it will latch into the basket. A signal is sent to the tanker to begin pumping aviation fuel when the boom latches. The flying boom can pump a lot more fuel than the probe and drogue. This is efficient for large airplanes which have much larger fuel tanks. And flying boom system uses a rigid tube, named the boom, to connect the two aircraft. A dedicated operator directs the boom into a small opening on the recipient aircraft. However, the aircraft providing the fuel is specially designed for the task, although refueling pods may be fitted to existing aircraft designs in the case of probe and drogue systems. The cost of the refueling equipment on both tanker and receiver aircraft and the specialized aircraft handling of the aircraft to be refueled, very close, line astern, formation flying, has resulted in the activity only being used in military operations. There are no regular civilian in-flight refueling activities. Thank you for watching. Please like and share the video. Subscribe Kirkland Media YouTube channel.